back to Creatively Crafted Life. My name is Melanie, and it's time for another conversation with Nikki from Nikki's Scrapbooking Adventures. Hi, Nikki.
Hello, I'm so glad to be here. We got such positive feedback last month. Let's continue the conversation.
Absolutely. A lot of you seem to be really interested in this whole concept of a spending freeze, perhaps spending frost in my case. And it's already been a month. So how did your first month go, Nikki?
Well, so I had actually started my spending freeze in November, and I was doing really good. And then January hit, and February hit, and so I just need to reevaluate.
I mean, it's been a couple months, so that's not surprising.
That's true. It has been a couple months. My goal of May didn't quite make it, but I really liked Melanie's idea of this tracker. So, and using the supplies in order to earn money. And so I created 2 trackers, a 50 tracker. If you look, there's a line in between.
Yep.
So if I fill out an entire hexagon using an entire 12 by 12 piece of paper, I get $1. So if I fill this whole sheet, then I'd get $50.
Okay.
I also made a 100 tracker, same concept. Hexagons are split in half, so I need to use 2 pieces of paper in order to earn $1.
Oh, okay. I was curious what the split was for. Okay, so it's 2 pieces of paper for $1. Gotcha.
Yep. 2 pieces of paper for $1. That coincides with my goal of using more collections, right? Because I need to use the paper inside the collections in order to use the collection.
Okay. I got it. So you've actually given me that link to that tracker so I can include it in the description below.
Yep. And you should have both the 50 and the 100. So depending on how you do it, you want to do it. One thing I actually really like about this tracker is it has a halfway point. So if you're like, okay, I do want to print the 100, but I got to 50. Well, at least I know I have $50 worth of product that I can buy now, right?
Yeah. Initially, it was funny when you saw it. My first thought was I would fill in half for what I earned and fill in the half when I used it, the other half when I used it.
Okay, you can do that.
I can use it to track both the earning and the spending.
I like it. Well, yeah. So then you can also do that with the 50 tracker. I've got a halfway there point, so that's $25.
Right.
The other tracker we're using is just a solid hexagon, but it doesn't give you a halfway point. So I wanted to modify this one to give me that halfway point and make me feel successful.
Exactly. We need those small wins along the way, don't we?
Yes. So how has yours been going?
I was doing pretty good until I saw the Felicity Jane final clearance. So I missed all the other ones before that. I was like, I was strong, but then the final, I was like, okay, let me go in and see what's left. So I did purchase a few things, but I feel good about it because I purchased things that weren't on my no-buy list. So
yeah,
so it's still a win. Do I need 10 packages of paper clips? Probably not, but
but 75% off, at least that's what I saw.
That is down to 80 or something. Yeah, it was a really good price. And I love her products. So I'm a little sad that she is going to close shop, so to speak, but it was a good run, and I guess I've got my collection still around that I haven't used to keep it going for a little while longer.
And I think she's actually going to digital product. So you can still buy her patterns and things and print them out on your home printer if you wanted to, 8.5 by 11, or if you have a wide format printer. Encourage you to do that.
I hadn't heard that. Okay, well, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so you can still get those fancy patterns from her.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I can see why. I mean, I understand why, right? I'm sure the last few years with the supply chain issues and stuff like that, I'm sure it was challenging. And with the way inflation's going, I can't see that it's going to get any easier. So speaking of challenges, right? Let's talk about more positive challenges in the last couple of years and inflation. One of the ways that I'm hoping to tackle the items in my stash is to issue myself challenges. I love participating in challenges. They motivate me, keep me going. They inspire me. They bring fresh ideas into the mix. They bring up things that I never would have thought of. How about you? Do you love a challenge?
Oh, absolutely love a challenge. I feel like I don't do a scrapbook page without some sort of challenge.
Wow. Okay. So you always got something going in the back.
Always between different websites, different YouTubers, different Facebook groups. There's always something that I'm participating in.
That's awesome. So I thought we could maybe just talk about a few of the items that we are going to be using or have used in the past, just to share with our listeners some ideas. And then we've broken it into two again. So for this first session, which is today on Monday, we're going to talk about YouTube specifically, how appropriate, and then also what we're calling kind of classes, subscriptions, websites, that kind of thing. And then on Wednesday, Nikki's going to post the video of our conversation where we talk about specifically Facebook groups and maybe some other challenges that we're going to implement on our channels.
Yep, sounds like a plan.
Okay, so first of all, YouTube and YouTube collaborations. As you know, we are YouTube creators, and we're both actively participating in different collaborations. I am in two at the moment. One is called Blitz Your Kits, and the idea is that you're actually using up kits in your stash. And I am primarily focusing on my SCT sampler kits. I have a lot of them, and I get them every month. So I really need to start using them as opposed to just looking at them and filing them away. So that particular collaboration posts on the 15th of the month. And on the 15th of the odd month, we show the kit. And then on the 15th of the even month, we show you what we made with the kit. On February 15th, I shared the projects that I made with the first collection. So that's already one done and checked off the books. I'm really happy about that one. The second collaboration I'm involved in is Smash Our Stash. This one I've been involved in this is my third year, I think. And this one features one product or one product group in your scrapbook room that you want to use. So for the first month in January, we focused on scraps. And in February, we focused on using ephemera, stickers, that kind of thing. It's a lot of fun. It helps me try to focus on using a huge quantity of items as opposed to, one sticker here, one sticker there. I'm not an overly big embellisher, so a sticker sheet can last me quite a long period of time. So this challenge is good to see if I can use up even more. So those are the two collaborations I'm involved in. What are you involved with, Nikki?
I think I'm involved in like 9 different things.
Wow. How do you find time?
Well, so my goal this year is to have at least 3 videos a week so I can grow my following and grow my number of watch hours. Well, part of that is growing the number of videos you have. So I'm able to fill my month with extra videos with doing all of these different collaborations and contests and challenges. So 2 of them are design teams, and each of those design teams does specific things each month that are kind of a challenge. So one of them, Scrap the Boys. This month it was Boy's Best Friend. So that meant we had to make a dog layout with our little kid or with our man.
Cool. Are you using your own supplies for this, or as a part of a design team, you're getting supplies?
I wish I was getting supplies. Both of the design teams I'm on are blogs, so they do not provide.
Okay.
Yeah, they do not provide things except for Paper Fun Day challenges. If I choose, I can get a free digital stamp from one of the sponsors. So I have been getting those. This month is lots of layers. So my YouTube video went up the 1st of February, and I used my scrap room kit plus the 49 Markets film strips. So if you haven't seen those in action, I highly recommend it. Love both.
Cool. Cool. I've seen them. I think on Janet from RTS was promoting them, but I haven't actually gotten my hands on any myself. So although I'm not supposed to be buying things.
Whoops. I like the 49 in Market film strips because they're thick enough with the color on the back that I can use my art glitter glue that dries clear and you can't see the glue.
Oh, that's awesome. That is
Yeah.
awesome. Because that's always a challenge, isn't it, with like acetate and clear items, isn't it? How to adhere them.
Yes. So I'm able to use my art glitter glue and you can't see the little dots that I put on there, which is awesome. Another thing that I'm involved in is Themes on the 13th. That was Priscilla's brainchild. So I just kind of hopped on the bandwagon. This month it was Camping and Outdoors, and that's posted on the 13th. Happens to also be Mixed Up Monday. So the second Monday of the month, we do mixed media layouts. So that was a combo. And then there's Tool Time, which is the last week of the month. So that will be tomorrow, Tool Time Tuesdays, and we're going to do stamping. Nope, just kidding. Sewing machine.
You must have quite the tracking sheet to keep track of all of these.
Oh my goodness, it is a happy planner. So I actually had to break out a planning system because I've just got too much stuff going on. And then we've got Iron Crafter on the last Friday of the month. This month, it's going to be enamel dots and Nuvo drops. And then on the last week of the month, so the last week of the month on my channel is crazy. There's a video almost every day.
Wow.
I'm doing Through the Rainbow 2.0, and this month it's coral. So
Okay.
you'll be seeing a boy layout with the color coral on it on Saturday.
Wow. So I think the takeaway we hope the viewers are going to take away from this is that there's lots of inspiration out there, even just from our two channels, especially Nikki's, that you can go and pull from and play along, right? So even though you're not maybe a YouTube creator, that doesn't mean you can't pull these items out of your stash and, issue that challenge to yourself to make something with coral or ephemera or something like that. So be sure to check out our playlist for the various collaborations, and of course, if you play along, we want to hear about it.
Absolutely. I love comments on our channels, and I know Melanie does too. We kind of stalk our keyboards waiting for them.
That's right. We love the interaction for sure. So the other thing I'd love for you to do is, if you have somebody that you follow that does some sort of challenge like this, I want to hear about it because I want to get on the train. So leave a comment below if you know another YouTuber or a blog or basically anybody that you find inspiring in this area. Definitely leave it because I need to start using my stash up.
Exactly. That'll help us not want to buy more, right? Or give us justification to buy more.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so then the other area that we wanted to chat about was this whole concept of classes, subscriptions, websites, that kind of thing. Now you have a couple that you brought up, and I was like, yep, Nikki, make sure you talk about those.
Yes. So my first one is actually going to be a cherry on top. So a cherry on top actually has a huge message board where people can interact with their design team, and their design team actually posts challenges every month. So I'll link, Melanie will link that down below for me. So you can just click it and go to the message board. Each of those challenges that you can do, actually, you can win a $5 gift card to a cherry on top.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that. So I need to stalk these websites a little bit more, I think.
Well, I didn't find out about it until January. So I was hustling, writing down all of the different challenges, if it can be combined with one or when it was due, all that kind of stuff. This month, I made it a little bit easier on myself. And I created a Word document and a PDF that's available for you. And Melanie will list that below as well, where I put together a thing that fits in my happy planner. So you can cut it down too. But it lists the challenge name, the details of the challenge, when it's due, and there's a little box for you to check it done. So you can download that yourself, cut it out. In March, I'll post the same thing for you. It'll be a couple days late because I'm not part of the design team. So I don't know when it's going to happen, but it won't be the last week of March. Right. It'll be the first week of March this time.
So when you say you're going to post that, are you just going to include it as just kind of an add-on on your videos that you're posting in the month of March, or?
So I'm thinking, I think YouTube has a way where you can hyperlink to a message board from your YouTube channel.
Okay.
So it'll be like a community post on my
Okay.
YouTube channel at the first week in March.
Okay, so everybody look for the community post.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to bring up with challenges like this, like Nikki's really keen on getting the due date in so that she can earn the $5, that kind of thing. But if you find like this too overwhelming, you don't have to do it to that level, right? You can just pick and choose what you want. You know, maybe out of the 28 challenges that there are in the month of February, 3 are really inspiring, and go for it. That's still 3 more ideas that you wouldn't have had otherwise. So just make these challenges work for you, and don't get caught up in the hype unless you love it. Because if you love it, then go for it.
Now, I do want to caveat, you have to post your admission on a Cherry on Top's message board through their project gallery. That's a little bit tricky, but if you reach out to a Cherry on Top, they will be more than happy to send you an email with a link and video on how to do that. I had to do that myself because I wasn't sure how to get the link to their message board and all that kind of thing, but they will absolutely help you out.
Okay. So speaking of overwhelm, because I get that quite often with these kind of events, another kind of subscription class option is something called Scrap Happy. Are you a member of Scrap Happy?
I was in 2022. I stopped because I got overwhelmed.
Yeah, I just joined because, and I've been hesitant to, because I do get overwhelmed by a lot of like all the information that comes in, because I want to do everything. But they did have what they call a layout a day, or a load challenge, and that's actually going on in the month of February. So by the time this posts, I think it'll be just about up. But what's really nice about Scrap Happy is you can access previous challenges. Yes, you're not going to necessarily be entered in for the prizes, but that doesn't mean the challenges still can't work for you. And for me, I rarely do in the moment challenges, just because I just can't handle the pressure, I guess. So for me, actually just being able to go in and access previous challenges, pull up what I want, work through them at my own pace, is a great option for me. So that's why I signed up this year. I thought, that this would be a good motivation for me to work kind of through some of these challenges. It may take me 2 months, it may take me 3, but at least I'm getting there, and it's something different, right? So it's part of keeping your hobby fresh, to have people, challenge you with a story prompt or a technique prompt, and that's what I like. I've been doing this for a long time. Long time. So it's really good to keep it fresh. And also, I think looking at it at stories or techniques in a different way makes you look at your stash in a different way.
Absolutely. And what's great about scraphappy.org is there's a community that they call Circle, and you log in, but she does monthly collaborations with Sarah Scraps, and it's called Scrap School. And so in January, they talked about different techniques for stamping, I think what it was. But you can go back as a Scrap Happy member and go back to those scrap schools to learn different techniques from Sarah Scraps.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't realize that. See, I just learned something new today. Nikki's clearly the go-to person for accessing challenges and ideas.
I try. I need to keep myself fresh too.
Yeah. Another tool that I've used in the past that I quite enjoyed. Now, it is very, I gotta put a caveat out there. This person has a very distinct style. So if it's not your style, this isn't specifically going to work for you, but it doesn't mean you can't take this idea and run with it. So Allison Davies from Scrapbook Generation will often put out classes. She has classes you can purchase, but in the last few years, she's done ones where you actually have access to her to go through the different layouts and stuff that she offers. And I really enjoy that. I love her sketches. They're very linear, which is very much me. If you are not linear, it's probably not going to be for you. But I love the idea of having this class with preset sketches that I can just go and look for photos, and I have a jumping off point. My layouts may not look like hers at the end, which is fine, but just having that jumping off point sometimes just gets the ball rolling. 10 sketches, specifically using 6x6 paper pads. And then for a month, basically each week or whatever it is, I don't quote me on the numbers, but each week that the class is going on, she takes the sketch, does a layout herself, and usually has like some sort of interaction. You can post your sketches on the Facebook group that opens for it. So it is a more interactive class than some of the other ones that they have posted on their website, which is you just buy the PDF and it's up to you to complete. And then I think they have sketch support, which is what I think you were talking about, where they issue a free sketch and then she does alternates or shows you different ways. And she does do that in her classes as well. She'll give you different configurations. So if you're 12 by 12 or 8.5 by 11, she does show you adaptations of that, which is also really good. And their documentation is phenomenal. Like if you like to know how big each piece of whatever is on there and how far from the edge, they detail it all. For some people that's really important, not so much for me, but yeah, it is definitely a specific style that they have.
It takes the thinking out of it when you have all the measurements. So if you're a brand new scrapbooker, that is a great opportunity for you to go in and try Sketch because they give you all of the measurements.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people that are long-term scrap. They just like to replicate, right? Like they just want whatever they see, that's what they want for themselves. There's nothing wrong with that. And again, she makes it really easy for you to do that. So do you have any other classes or subscriptions or ideas that we should share with our listeners?
Actually, this Thursday, Card Maker Success Summit starts, and it goes from February 23rd to February 26th, and that's free. So what they do is they have a whole bunch of designers come in and video different techniques that you can use with your cards. You can absolutely translate those to layouts, but it is geared towards card makers, but it's free. Another thing that is happening soon is SBC Fest, and that's hosted by scrapbook.com. Again, it is a free event, and it will run March 10th and March 11th, starting at 8 a.m. PST. So you can check out scrapbook.com's SBC Fest and get some extra inspiration as well.
Wow, those are both great options. And again, they're geared to you using the stuff in your stash, right? So they're not specifically targeting, like they don't send you any product because of course the class is free. So use what you have, adapt what you have to what the projects are. I love that. I think that's a great idea. The only thing I have with these kind of live events, they're fantastic, but they're live, right? Like they're not recorded that you can access them again afterwards. Is that right? Or am I wrong?
You might be able to buy like an access pass. I don't know. You'd have to check out both of those websites. We'll list them down below so you can get more detail. But yeah, if you purchase, I think, a ticket, you can get access to those videos later.
So it's kind of what works for you, right? So if you're someone who has a little bit of time, you want to hit one or two videos, you know, they're free. That's great. Take what you want from it. And then I'm pretty sure the summit one, the card making summit one, they do offer some sort of purchase that will allow you to have additional access to it. But I like Nikki said, I will leave the link in the description below so you can check those out.
Cool. That is all I have. Do you have any other websites that you want to mention?
I think that is pretty much it for today. I'm sure our listeners have a ton of other suggestions. So I'm looking forward to reading the comments to hear about those. And I think that's it for today. Be sure to head over to Nikki's channel on Wednesday because we're going to continue this conversation and we're going to focus on Facebook groups and what's available there. Thanks so much for hanging out with me.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
See you all.